What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Newage Cho, or their version of a Legend Scale Sixshot. This one was sent to me by Dr. Diecast. Thanks for allowing me to take a look at your copy. He always sends me the cool Legends figures to look at, so I appreciate that. This is the toy Deco, so the EXR. It's got that nice chrome finish. You have this green chrome on the shoulders, on the chest. A little bit of chrome here on the back. It is mistransformed out of box, so you got to do a couple things. You're going to fold this up and fold that out. So you have this facing upwards, like that. And then we also want to open up the chest. There's wings in here. I guess you could just have it like this if you prefer the look without the wings. But with the detail and this being the toy Deco, I figure you do want it. So you're going to unpeg the shoulder pad from the sides, bring these down. We're going to rotate these just so that they line up with the angle of the wing, which will allow you to fold this wing out. And this little peg is what holds that shoulder pad in. So lift that up a little bit and then, again, rotate this, make sure. But you do that before you try to fold it out, and then fold it out. Straighten this back up and then tab it back in to this peg that sits out right there. And sometimes it can be a little tricky to get it lined up, but there you go. And then straighten up the wings, and now you've got him fully ready for action. These parts have lots of tampos on them. We've got tampo paint here on the wing, on the arm, on the knee pad. You got paint here on the hips or the thighs. Silver paint, more tampos here on the side. Here's the back, nice metallic blue with chrome. It really stands out. I mean, just the amount of paint and detail on it is really good. Let's go over the articulation on this guy. Head is on a ball joint. It goes all the way back to the cutout on the back of the head. It does rotate around. It's a tight joint. All the tolerances are pretty nice on this. And you get a little bit of side to side as well out of that head. Shoulders, you can move this out of the way. This will go up to here. It does kind of collide with the head due to the shoulder pad. Rotates around. Again, nice tolerances, nice friction on these joints. Rotation at the bicep. Double jointed elbow, full bend out of the arm. You have wrists on a peg. You do have swap out hands, I'll show you later. Coming down to the waist, you have a waist rotation. Ab crunch gets you down to there. For the legs, you can move these hip skirts on the front, back, and sides out of the way. Legs will kick up to there, back to there, out to the side, all nicely toleranced. Rotation of the thigh at a cut joint, or maybe that's universal. Oh, there's another little step here out of box. You may need to fold in this little tab right here. That might be folded out, and you want that folded up and in for robot mode. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. 90-degree bend at the knee. And you have ankle tilt out to there, back to there, and forward on this toe. It is tabbed in the back. As far as accessories, we get a pair of alternate expressive hands. It does have a hinge in it, so you can pop this off the peg. And I dropped that. And then pop this on. It is a tight peg, so you have to hold it firmly. And then it can hinge in and out. And that can be useful for holding a gun. So we get two beautifully chromed guns here. And I do recommend you wipe off your fingerprints from it. It's a tight fit, but it will go in the hands. So you can have that. Or if you prefer, you can put it into the wing for something like that. And for size comparison, there is next to the Newage David, their version of Optimus. Nice big figure. Does fit in nicely with Legend Scale. And I think it probably sizes up well with the Magic Square or New Age versions of Ultra Magnus. All right, now let's get this guy transformed into each of his 7 modes. Yes, I said 7, not 6. If you look at the box, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then there's the 7th hidden mode, which happens to be the flying wolf mode. And I didn't even know about this, but it actually appeared in the cartoon. Shout out to Mr. Spingley and Dime Chalk, who put up the image of this guy and also showed me his attempt at that mode. It's not in the instructions. There's no official pictures of the 7th mode. So I'm going to go to that mode first just because it's the closest to robot mode. And then we'll go to the rest. There's a lot involved with the transformations. I'm likely to forget a step here or there, so my apologies if I do, but I'll do my best. Go ahead and fold these wings down. Open up the arm, bring it down off of this peg. You can lift up this peg. Same on this side. Open this up, lift up the peg. We can fold forward on this chest piece, which allow us to hide the head away. We can fold these out, lift up on this panel here, just to get this out of the way. And close that back up. Make sure it aligns with this tab right here. So tab's in. Rotate this so you get an angle aligned with this bottom of the wing, and then you can get the wing in. Then rotate it back up, fold down that tab, and then peg it in. We're going to rotate this wheel so it faces downwards. Then we're going to come to this arm. We can lift up on this wheel on the bottom, pull that down, rotate your hand so you have the flat side down, fold that in, and then close this up. And then fold that down this way. The direction is not quite clear in the images which way it should go. It might be the tank tread, it might not be. So I'm just going to use the wheels as the bottom. Again, not very clear because there's no instructions for this mode. All right, same on this side. Fold in your wing. Straighten that back up. Fold that tab down. Peg this back in. Just make sure that tab lines up. Rotate this down. Lift up your hand. Fold out the wheel. Pull this down. Rotate the hand. Fold that in. Close that all back up, and then rotate your forearm so you have the wheel on the bottom. Right, here's how we're looking. Come to the legs. We're going to fold these down. Another step which is not really clear. I'm not sure how it exactly should be just because there's no instructions, but I'm going to guess it looks something like this. So that you have this folded down. Otherwise you had the toes sticking out on the bottom of the ship. Right, same with this one. Just fold this up and let it sit forward. Something like that. Come to the back. We're going to fold these down. Fold the wings back so they sit on an angle like that. Open up this cockpit. We're going to grab this wolf head, bring this neck piece all the way forward. Bring this down. That'll sit there. It won't cover up the hole in the neck completely. Covers up a little bit. And lastly, we can take the guns, and these will peg in underneath here. Like that. And there you go. There is the flying wolf mode, or at least a rendition of it. Pretty cool that you can do that. All right, now let's get him into his laser gun mode. Go ahead and remove these guns from the wings. Set those aside for now. We are going to use those. These will fold down. And so like this, we're going to bring this up. This should fold over and it'll tab in right here. It doesn't really tab securely. It just kind of sits in there. But you can see that's going to end up making the handles. Oh, actually, before we do that, we got to put this head away because we're not going to be using this. There we go. All right, so there's your gun handle. I don't have to go too far, to be honest. I'm going to rotate this in so the wheel's on the inside. We can rotate the arm around so you have it facing that way. So on this side, rotate this in, rotate the arm so you have it facing this way. This is probably debatable how you can have this. I think they've got it with the wheels facing outwards in the promo images, but honestly, you could do it whatever way. It doesn't really matter. Get this foot folded back in. It does tab in, so make sure you get a tab on the bottom and the tab on the back. Same with this one. We'll get this back in here. Get that secure in there. Take the gun, fold the handle down. You'll see there's a tab right here. It's going to fit into a slot right there. Actually secures pretty nicely. Same with this one. Just tab that in right there. And I think that's it. We're at the gun mode. Fits pretty comfortably in your hand. No trigger down here, but it does work. I guess you do have technically a little place to put your pointer finger, but there is gun mode. All right, now let's get it transformed into the rocket launcher mode, which is easiest to go from here. You actually leave these guns pegged on the side. They might come off as I'm doing this, but go ahead and unpeg the legs from each other. You might have to open up the hip skirt just to get the leg folded outwards. Come to the inside here, you're going to open up this panel right here. That'll allow you to bend at the knee and then close this panel back up. It fits right at a certain angle, so that's where you want to close it. Same on this side, open up that panel, fold that down, and then close it up at that angle. You can tab this back together, and like I mentioned, the gun may come off, but that's okay. We can reattach this. Then we're going to take all of this, can fold these wings down. This will come down as well. Fold, oops, that should be tabbed together. I'm going to fold at the lower knee to get it up like this. That's pretty much the right angle that you're going to want. Then we're going to take, actually this is going to close up and sit right there. We're going to rotate the arms so you get this on the front. This can fold flat. So it sits down like this. These will fold down and rotate inwards. And then you want this so that the treads end up on the bottom. So there's treads right here. The way you're going to do that is you're going to pull out on this piece right here. That's going to rotate down, and then you're going to push it back in. So you end up with the tread facing downwards. For this one, we're just going to rotate the arm so we get the treads on this side and just align this up. There is a, the wheel is going to fold back and just sit right here. Right, same with this one. Unpeg the arms from the side. Then we're going to rotate this down and peg it in back here on the bottom. That will bring the treads down to so that they're lined up with the ground. Right, I'll do it again on this side. Unpeg it from here. Rotate this down. Peg it into the bottom, and then rotate the arm back down so the treads sit on the bottom. Now we can close this up. And sorry about missing that step. And there is a clip right here that will plug into the side. So if you come to the inside here, it's a tiny little clip. You don't necessarily need it, honestly. It's a step you can probably miss. But right here, there's that little teeny tiny clip. That's going to clip into the side of the hip skirt and kind of solidify this arm. I'm not sure how necessary this really is. I don't think it does a lot. But supposedly it makes this a little bit more solid in this mode. There we go. All right, and then go ahead and do the same thing on this side. All right, there is your rocket launcher mode. This is okay. I mean, it's never a great mode for Sixshot, to be honest. It always looks a little funky, but not bad. Not bad for a Legends. Got a little bit of detail here. You can angle this up and down. All right, next we'll take him into the wolf mode. And I've actually lost track if I'm going in the right order or not, but that's okay. Go ahead and unpeg the guns. Set those aside. By the way, all the chrome, I recommend wiping off the chrome after you're done. Fold out those wings a little bit. We're going to take this. You can fold that back down. We're going to unpeg the legs. And we want to come to the inside here. Actually, we can unpeg the arms as well. Just get this folded up and out of the way to give yourself some space. Unpeg those tabs from the arms. And rotate the wheel. It's actually easier if you fold it up. Rotate the wheel so it's facing, actually it should be facing inwards. Come to the bottom here. Fold that wheel up. Rotate this so you end up with the tank tread on the front, and then flip down on this. And that's actually the toes. Okay, so it should look something like that. You do the same thing here. So those are the front feet. Over here, we're going to lift this up. We need that wolf head. Fold that out. This will come down. And actually, we want to have this up at an angle. And this will cover up most of the hole on the top of the wolf head. And now we'll take care of this back section. We're going to open up these panels on the inside here. Again, straighten that up. Now we're going to fold this out and then down. Let's see. Oh yeah, come to here. We're going to fold that in, fold this in, fold that down. That'll become your toe. Now we can close this tab up and it'll sit like that. Right, so same for this one. For the wings, we can just bring these up and then fold these back down. They can kind of sit up at an angle like that. All right, and the last step here is to take this hip skirt piece, unpeg it from here. This will rotate around to this side. You'll see there's two little slots. Make sure the waist is straight. Two little slots on the back of the leg. And fold out these tabs on the inside of the hip skirt. That's going to plug into there. So fold this down. That kind of locks the leg into place so it's not moving around on you. All right, same on this one. Fold out that little tab and then peg it into the back of the thigh. All right, there is your wolf mode. It does look pretty good as far as wolf modes are concerned. You can angle the wings kind of however you like, but this is sort of the way they have it. It does have some articulation. The head can go down to here, up to there. Can open up the mouth. You can also rotate the head on a ball joint. Really nice movement there. Wings go in and out, up and down, like I showed you before. You can rotate, make sure you close these hip skirts. You can rotate the arm forward and backward, elbow bend, and toe tilt. Just do the way it transforms. Rear legs can go forward and backward. No tail, but yeah, pretty good. All right, next we'll take him into his tank or truck mode, as I call it. So we can fold these up and out of the way. We're going to fold up these toes. So we have to undo what we did before. So undo this tab. We can undo these pegs on the back. Fold those in and out of the way. And we can bring this hip skirt piece back down. Just get that stowed back here. And now we're going to take care of this tank mode. Open this up and fold that back down. And this will fold out also to the other side. Rotate the thigh. There we go. Now we can fold this up and straighten this up. On the bottom here, we can close this on the bottom. And this will rotate to the side. Fold that in. And then this will tab in right there on the outside, making the front of the truck. Now the two halves can tab together on the top and bottom. The wheels, we're going to rotate it. Open this up, rotate it so we get this tabbed back into here. And then rotate it so you get the green in the back. These wheels are going to rotate up, rotate out. So end up like this. And then I'm going to rotate this entire panel so it sits on the outside. Actually, we're going to fold up this. And that'll sit on top of rotate that wheel out, rotate this down, open up this little panel right here, and this will sit just under that panel. And I've had a little trouble orienting this in the right direction. I'm not 100% sure how it's supposed to sit. I think that's how it's supposed to go. You can open this up, fold the head down, fold the wolf head in, and then this can close up on the back. So we'll do the same thing on this side. And then we're going to take these wings, rotate them down, and then rotate these forward. And then we'll take the guns, and these can sit right here. So open up the handles and tip them in right there on top. I recommend don't push them all the way in. And I am having a little bit of trouble with these arms. This is the one mode where I haven't gotten it perfect. So I'm guessing I've got something quite wrong. You can see these don't tab in perfectly. So there is something up with that, but I'm pretty close. Same for this gun. And there you go. There's the tank mode, as they call it, or car mode. It does roll on the wheels. And this mode is a little bit meh, but still, I'm impressed that they're able to get it at least this far. All right, the final mode here is the jet mode. So go ahead and unplug these guns from here. We can fold these wings out of the way. And we got to get the nose cone fixed up. So unpeg the nose cone from the side, both sides. These will collapse down and then collapse together. And this has to go back into here. There we go. And then we can squeeze the nose cone together, bring this around. This will tab in right here and make the outside of the nose cone. All right, next we'll take care of the arms, but just wanted to show you, this is actually the top of the jet mode. We do have to get the wings out of here. And they want this to be the cockpit. I think it looks better like this, with this as the cockpit. I do find it odd that they want it like this, with this as the cockpit. That is the official transformation, but I will show you both ways. So we're going to unpeg these arms, angle them so that you can reach the wings back here. Fold out the wings. Again, remember to angle it out. Fold those up. We're going to fold this around and then tab it back in up here now. Same with this one, fold this up, get that peg lined up, tab it back in. These will end up folding to the back, but we're going to rotate this, this green piece so that the wheel's on the inside, and then fold that back. Should look something like this. We can actually put this back as well, so pull out on this little white piece, and we'll rotate that. Yeah, so it ends up like that. Same for this one. We're going to collapse this panel back up, so fold the wheel down. Same on this one, fold the wheel down. I actually prefer the wheels on the bottom, but official transformation has it facing outwards. Personally, I think it looks better facing down, but all right, then we can fold the wings down flat, have them angled back just a little bit, angle out these tail fins, and there's your official transformation. This is the cockpit, supposedly. Now, my personal preference is to have it this way, with this as the cockpit. I think that looks a lot better. It's more paint detail and everything on this side. But again, official transformation is this way. You can take the guns. Those are going to peg into the wings. You can just kind of set them right on top. There isn't any landing gear or anything, but it does sit on this. So you can sit flat. And yeah, there's your jet mode. So final recommendations on the Newage Cho. This is a pretty phenomenal figure, especially for being a 7 changer. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5 strong recommendation. Usually when you have a triple changer or more, some of the modes suffer. This one does all the modes pretty well. I'm not saying they're all perfect, but pretty well, especially for a legend scale. I'm really impressed. Overall, the tolerances is really well done. The deco on this is beautiful. I love the chromed out parts, the tampo details, the chrome guns, all of that just stands out really well. I don't know if all of them look this good, but this one just looks absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, definitely recommend this if looking for a legend scale 6-shot. That's it for today. Thanks to Dr. Diecast for sending this review. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
TM Reviews. What's up, YouTube fans?